Tandem River Press presents The Second Half of the Mountain, a guide to personal alchemy after awakening, written and read by McCall Erickson. For further understanding of the alchemical terms used in this audiobook, visit mccallerickson.com/glossary. We hope you enjoy this program. For those brave enough to take the journeys they can't not take. Waking up can happen to anyone. Staying awake is where shit gets real. McCall's Journal, 2010. Forward. It doesn't take a whole lot of noticing for anyone to see that the entire world is starting to crack open for the light to come in. For the light workers I know, it started happening a few years ago. It was a time for many of us where everything we knew dissolved overnight. It was exhilarating and terrifying and baffling, and with all that, the most difficult thing was that not one of us had any idea about what came next. Sure, we've awakened, I remember one person saying at a fire circle in Southern California, but what do we do with that? Well, it turns out that awakening is a little more rigorous than that. It turns out it's only the first step in a process of becoming the essential you that hums at your very core. While it's kind of fun to play in the first light of awakening, there's only so long you can do it before something bone deep and dark and more true calls to you and says, "Now, let us walk together so you can be the real thing I need you to be." I met McCall at that point in my life. The point where there was still a me that wanted to be useful and known, maybe with a little less ego than I had at 21, but still enough to remember there was a me. So yeah, the very beginning of the real alchemy. She was my guide and love and antagonist and friend, and she didn't care one bit if I thought this whole thing should be a bit more manageable than it was. She laughed wildly, deep and full-throated, and not once did she tell me what I wanted to hear. She only told me what was true. I trusted her then because I didn't know this new self enough to trust it yet. I had no idea how to navigate a world that constantly shifted out from under me everywhere, in the physical, in dreams, in the trance spaces where sound is light and the things you see are only felt, until, without really knowing how or why, I found the thread of the path I'd been walking all along.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?